Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Kicking Balls. And today we wanted to talk about another team's transfer window, and that being Aston Villa, one of the teams that had the biggest departures in world football this window with the departure of Jack Grealish to Manchester City for 100 million. But they made good use of the money they got back for him and improved the squad in a way that could make them even better this year than they were last year. And so that is what we want to talk about in today's video: the transfer window from Aston Villa, the departure of Jack Grealish, but more importantly, the incomings they have made, how they could counteract the departure of Jack Grealish, and how good they could truly be this upcoming season. I will pass it off to Lane here to give his thoughts on the departure of Jack Grealish, the incomings they have had, and the upcoming season for Aston Villa.
Well, of course, it's tough to lose a guy like Jack Grealish, one of the best players, if not the best player in the Premier League. He is unbelievable, and such a fee for him was outstanding, obviously showing that Pep wants him badly. But that money was put to use quite amazingly from Aston Villa and board. Bring likes of Buendia, Bailey, Ings, and such some great signings there. Other players coming in on loan, likes of Axel Tuanzebe, and just some great players to bring in, some youthful talent. Top class goal scorer in the Premier League in Danny Ings, Leon Bailey, a top class youngster from the Bundesliga, Jamaican star. Hopefully he can recover from his injury very quickly. And Buendia, one of the most creative players probably around the world, and I think he will show us that this year in the Premier League.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, Buendia was one of the best creators in the Premier League when he was in the Premier League with Norwich 2 years ago, and that was at age 22. He is now 2 years older. He's matured. He had a year to absolutely dominate in the championship, and he's now in a spot where he's going to be very important for the creativity and the production going forward for Villa. As you mentioned, Leon Bailey, a good young attacker as well, who will inevitably eventually do the same on that left hand side, does offer a little bit more pace, a little bit more flashy dribbling. And once he adjusts to the physicality of the Premier League, I think he'll be a brilliant signing as well. And like you said, Danny Ings bringing in a proven striker. A striker was definitely not a signing that I expected from Aston Villa with Oli Watkins having the season he had last year. And now Oli Watkins can be a Swiss Army knife off the bench, playing anywhere across that front three for them off of the bench. And they get a more proven, a more veteran, and a more consistent scorer up top in Danny Ings. And as you said, a good loan deal in Axel Tuanzebe and Ashley Young coming in to bring some good veteran leadership and experience, someone who can also play multiple positions, a nice, good Swiss Army knife, which is always good to have. This has been a brilliant window from Aston Villa. As much as obviously losing Jack Grealish hurts, you got a nice sum of money back for him. And they made some good signings at good deals, and I think it has set them up for the now and the future.
Yeah, definitely. And likes of Danny Ings coming in, it's probably the biggest shock deal of the summer. No one really saw that coming and just happened within like 24 hours. Bring in a top striker like Danny Ings from the Premier League. He's proven he knows how to score in the Premier League. He'll guarantee you probably anywhere from 15 to 20 goals. And Ollie Watkins obviously can play off the left. You can have Bailey off the right and Buendia just behind. There's so many options now for this attacking side for Dean Smith. All these players can play across the front line wherever you need them to. Danny Ings, only one who really stays central. Getting rid of some dead weight as well. Getting rid of like Samata, which was a huge player to get rid of and shipped out. Also getting rid of Bjorn Ingles and having Tom Heaton leave on a free. And the likes of some other players leaving on loan. Gilbert, Wesley, Connor Hourahan. Wesley, I think, has a buy option on that one too. But it's some very good deals that they got out of the club. Guys who were eating up some wages, like Samata, who just never showed what he had in the Premier League and wasn't up to it. And it was great that they were able to get some money back for him and able to ship him out along with the likes of Bjorn Ingles.
Yeah, for sure. I think they definitely got rid of some players they needed to get rid of this summer. Like you mentioned, Samata was just never up to the caliber of the Premier League. So getting any money back for him was good, and you got rid of a couple of older players in the squad as well. The likes of Neil Taylor also left the club. You mentioned Tom Heaton going to Manchester United. Get a few of the wages off the books while you brought in a couple of good players as well. And you mentioned the versatility that they have up top, and I think that's a big part of some of the signings they made. You've already seen Buendia play in multiple positions. Oli Watkins has already played in multiple positions. Ashley Young has already played in multiple positions. They brought in some players that help their depth, that help their quality in the starting lineup, and also have the ability to play multiple positions, which is just going to make them that much more valuable moving forward. It's going to help their depth, help them fill positions, and help them have good players at multiple positions just by virtue of switching players' positions from game to game, like Ashley Young has already done so far. And I think that is something that is undervalued, but it is something that is very important, something that Aston Villa are already seeing is very important, and something that'll help them moving forward.
Yeah, Aston Villa made a tremendous transfer window, obviously losing Jack Grealish. but the players they brought in will help them now this year, pushing on for European football and top half of the table. And it will also help them for years to come because many of these players are Premier League proven and have a lot of bright years ahead of them to come, like Buendia and Leon Bailey.
Definitely a strong transfer window from Aston Villa. Despite the departure of Jack Grealish, they made some good signings to replace him, to replace the production from him in the offensive third, and make sure that they can have as smooth the transition as possible from the Jack Grealish dominated era to an era of a more general and dispersed attack in Aston Villa, one that could eventually lead to a much stronger and cemented in the top half Aston Villa throughout the next few years. That being said, that is our thoughts on Aston Villa's transfer window and how they could fare moving forward. If you did enjoy the video, be sure to leave a like down below and subscribe to the channel if you are new, and let us know down in the comment section what you guys think about Aston Villa's transfer window. That being said, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and we will see you guys in the next one.